Here's your daily news roundup from 97.9 WGBW.
From the 97.9 WGBW newsroom, I'm Connie Fellman with this local news update. Brown County officials are urging people to be prepared as severe weather moves through our area, with the possibility of tonight being a repeat of last night's storms. This week is Severe Weather and Tornado Awareness Week. County leaders say families should know where to go before a storm hits and have a safe place to meet with family members. Officials also recommend having multiple ways to get weather alerts, like a cell phone and TV. You should also have an emergency kit on hand with things like flashlights and extra batteries that can last at least 72 hours in case of a power outage. Just a reminder, there will be statewide tornado drills this Thursday at 1:45 p.m. and 6:45 p.m. Gas prices on the rise again after peace talks crumble over the weekend in the Middle East. Civic Media's Melissa Kay has the story.
After a volatile week at the pumps, Wisconsin's average price landed at $3.78 on Monday, dropping 7.2 cents per gallon from last week. This is 41.6 cents higher than a month ago and over 77 cents per gallon higher than this time last year. Officials at GasBuddy say the breakdown in talks between the U.S. and Iran and renewed escalation between forces over the weekend signals another possible round of price increases ahead. Global supply concerns are increasing as President Trump is moving the U.S. military to blockade ships that are coming from Iranian ports. For Civic Media News, I'm Melissa Kay.
GasBuddy officials say until there's meaningful restoration of shipping through the strait, gasoline prices are likely to keep jumping higher. The man charged with driving drunk when he hit and killed a teen and injured her father in Ashwaubenon last January pleaded not guilty in court yesterday. 69-year-old Douglas Prohl faces charges of homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle and operating while intoxicated causing injury for the crash at Lombardy Avenue and Holmgren Way. 17-year-old Chloe Bishop was killed in the crash and her father Danny injured. Prohl's blood alcohol content is listed as 0.115 in an updated criminal complaint filed yesterday. The legal limit is 0.08. Prohl will be back in court on July 20th for a status conference. Partially flooded roadways hindered rescue efforts on the Wolf River Sunday night when a kayaker capsized. Waiawega area firefighters say crews used a UTV and drone to find the victim, who was with another kayaker. That kayaker was able to keep them both above water while calling for help. Authorities say access to the scene was compromised by a partially flooded roadway. The National Weather Service has been issuing flood warnings and watches for much of northeast Wisconsin for several days before last night's storms. With more storms on the way, authorities are also reminding the public of the difference between a watch and a warning when it comes to storms and tornadoes. They say a watch means conditions are favorable for severe weather or a possible tornado to form, but one hasn't been spotted yet. A watch means you should be on alert. When you hear a warning, that means severe weather or a tornado has been spotted in your area and you should get to a safe place right away. With news at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM, I'm Connie Fellman, 97.9 WGBW News.
With Civic Media News, I'm Terry Miller. Governor Tony Evers says he hopes lawmakers will return to the Capitol today and work. He wants them to debate his proposal for a constitutional amendment banning partisan gerrymandering. The governor made the comments during a stop in New Glarus, though it appears Republican leaders plan to quickly gavel in and out rather than take up the plan. Evers says putting fair maps into the state constitution would strengthen Wisconsin's democracy. The current maps were originally drawn by Evers and later passed by the legislature in 2024, after the state Supreme Court struck down the previous maps. The winter ban on shutting off heat for unpaid utility bills ends tomorrow. Starting Thursday, utilities can disconnect service if bills aren't paid or payment plans aren't set up. If you're behind, contact your utility now to work out a payment arrangement. Help may be available through Wisconsin's Home Energy Assistance Program. To learn more, go online to energybenefit.wi.gov. That's energybenefit.wi.gov. 97.9 WGBW. 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 and many have said they're leaving. Now, one says he's staying. Republican State Senator Howard Markline from Spring Grove is running again for the 17th Senate District. He says he wants to continue pushing for balanced budgets, tax cuts, and bipartisan ideas in Madison. Democrats say his leadership has not delivered for schools, hospitals, and working families in southwestern Wisconsin. There are 3 Democrats running for the seat. The first forum for those primary candidates is Thursday at UW-Platteville. More news is available at civicmedia.us.
Christian Yelich is out. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports Baseball. The Brewers host the Toronto Blue Jays tonight at American Family Field, but they'll do it without Christian Yelich. The veteran slugger left in the 5th inning Sunday after suffering tightness in his left hamstring. One report says he could be out a month. Yelich joins a list of other hitters on the IL, including Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn, pitcher Brandon Woodruff.
When you're missing some guys, I mean, it's tougher, but we got guys on the way back, and, hopefully, I haven't talked to Yelly, but hopefully, this is kind of what Murph preaches. We're a resilient group, and it's just we got to keep picking each other up.
NBA, the Bucks begin their search for a new head coach to replace Doc Rivers.
The last couple weeks, Doc has started to hint at the idea of no longer continuing as the Bucks head coach, and the Bucks would enjoy having him around the organization, still having him in a role where he could do some advising or something like that. But Rivers would maybe prefer to take a break.
That's Bucks reporter Eric Nem with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
We have a chance at a few scattered showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon into this evening, and a couple of those could be strong to severe. Our high today in the low 70s. Tonight, showers will drop to the upper 40s tomorrow. More scattered showers and thunderstorms with a high in the upper 50s to near 60. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Green Bay News Roundup from 97.9 WGBW. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And find more news anytime at WGBW.FM.